everybody. Red Sox Cardinals World Series, isn't it always? This is Game 3 of the 2013 World Series between the Red Sox and the Cardinals, and we are about to go to the top of the 8th inning, and right now Ellsbury's showing a bunt there as he takes it back. Cardinals are leading 4-2. This has been a really weird game to try and figure out. Joe Kelly looked really dominant early in the game, and it looked like the Red Sox were going to have another tough night at the plate, which they did for the most part. And on the other side, Jake Peavy looked like he couldn't really do much. And he gave up 2 runs early and then had the bases loaded again in the 4th and got out of it with no trouble. Well, I shouldn't say no trouble, but no more runs. The Red Sox were only down 2-0 in the 5th inning. And they pinch hit for Jake Peavy, clearly, because he's the pitcher. And they took him out for Dubron. So Red Sox got a run in that inning to make it 2-1. They ended up tying it 2-2. Felix Dubron pitched pretty well to keep them in that game as Ellsbury takes strike 2, but what ended up happening is in the Red Sox, one of the innings where the Red Sox were up to bat, they pinch hit for Dubron. So they took Dubron out, which, I can't argue with, but I also don't know if it was the right move. I'm not just saying that because Johnny Gomes ended up making the out. I don't know. I think you needed a reliable arm more than you needed a bat in that situation, but that's what makes baseball fun, I guess. And the only reason I say that is because the Red Sox have not been swinging the bat well. And I don't think bringing someone off the bench in Johnny Gomes, who also isn't swinging the bat well, and pinch hitting him for a pitcher who was at least pitching well was a good move. I think if you have a player who's pitching well, you should take it because it's not like the rest of the Red Sox are tearing the cover off the ball, pitcher or position player. Oh, as I say that, Ellsbury gets a hit up the middle to start off this 8th. So the Red Sox have some work to do. It's 4-2. Much like the last game, they lost by 4-2. Right now it's 4-2 in the 8th. And Carlos Martinez and Trevor Rosenthal are the duo that shut down the Red Sox in the last game. So they're going to try and do the same right now. The difference is we at least know that Ellsbury won't strike out. He got a hit there. So we'll see what happens. It's 4-2. I know I keep saying it. It just seems so insurmountable. I know it's only 2 runs, but the way this Red Sox team's been swinging, even to get a guy on base, they struggle. They make outs to get runs. And they get 1 or 2 runs at a time. So for them to get 2 runs in 2 innings, that's just to tie it, just seems a little bit steep. And I'm a Red Sox fan, and I'm not. Sometimes I will go overboard when it goes to the Red Sox, and I'll say they're the best team or they're the worst team. But right now, I'm just, as an honest realist, I don't know. Victorino just hasn't done much for me. Again, I know he hit the Grand Slam in the ALCS. He just looks frustrated at the plate. He looks confused. He looks just scared at times, excited. I don't know what he is. His emotional state doesn't really matter if he just gets a hit. But, a lot of the things I liked about Victorino during the season, I'm starting to not like now in the postseason, not just the World Series. So, see what happens. This is the top of the 8th, of course. The Red Sox will get one more crack at it if they can't get some runs in this inning, which I wouldn't be that surprised about, especially since I'm filming it. So, let's see here. Really, not that, every inning isn't crucial, but this is the part of the order that, is most likely to produce. Doesn't mean they will, but you got Ortiz, you got Victorino. If he gets on, maybe they get something going. If they, don't put even 1 run on the board right now, and we go into the bottom of the 8th, 4-2, not only could St. Louis extend the lead, but I don't really see the Red Sox bottom half of the order getting any of these runs back in the top of the 9th, so hope that's somebody. Oh, come on! That was low. Again, as I say every video, I don't know how well you can see the TV. It looks kind of bright from my vantage point, looking at the screen of my screen. It looks like it's brighter than it actually is. From where I'm sitting, it looks pretty clear, so that's why I'm kind of narrating the game, if you can't see the footage. In other words, that was like the same pitch. I can't really blame Victorino swinging for it, though, because last time that same pitch was called a strike, so if he takes it, it's probably a strike, even though it doesn't look like a strike. Basically, Martinez, if you can see that pitch, he threw that pitch twice in a row. The first time Victorino took it, and it was called a strike. This time he didn't take it, but he swung way over it. So it's 1-2. Victorino, come on, Victorino. All right, at least he made contact. These at-bats have been kind of sad to watch. Not even just this one. Just even in the Detroit series. I have no idea how they won that series. They had maybe 6 good at-bats in the entire series, and they won the game. They won the series. Unfortunately, I don't see St. Louis making as many mistakes as Detroit did. Detroit didn't make that many mistakes either. So let's see what goes on here. Oh, hit him! That wasn't even close. They had earlier in this game, Beltran got hit. Man, that sucks because Victorino had bad hips. He might still That's certainly not doing him any favors. That was like just drilled too. That was probably going 95. So Victorino's on. And the good news is the Red Sox have 2 base runners. I don't like to see him hit, but again, what makes this series more baffling is that Game 1 was 8-1, and it was like 5-0 in the second inning. So this Red Sox team can hit. It's just, will they hit? And like now is the time to start doing it, because you go down 2-1 in the World Series is not insurmountable, but just looking at how pathetic these at-bats have been in the last 2 games, even if they tie this, even if they go up 2-1 in the series, I'm worried about them. Like, I don't know. Let's see what happens. It's all, I don't know. I keep saying that, but 11 hit by pitch in postseason career for Victorino is a postseason record. I guess he just gets in every at-bat. Look, he's happy about it even. Again, don't know if you can see the screen, but he's like kind of happy. He's like, hey, I'm on base. Farrell's like, yep, you really are. And then he walks off. Dustin Pedroia. Let's go, Pedroia. 6th inning, he did. Oh, did he get a hit? No, he didn't. Looked like he was going to get a hit. That sucked. He's been putting some good swings on the ball. He's got a couple hits. Let's see what happens now. You get a hit now, you have to think you drive in at least, well, probably just the 1 run if it's a single, but let's see what he can do. He's 0 for 3. That line out was the closest he came to a hit in this game that I saw. Ooh, that would have been a good one to swing at. I'm a little more tired tonight if you can't tell, so I'm not going to be like yelling as much because they're taking all the pitches, but that was a nice one to swing at. But what do I know? I'm not the Red Sox. I gotta say one thing for Martinez. He looks poised. He is poised. I'm very impressed by this St. Louis bullpen. I mean, I don't think they're all like unstoppable, but unfortunately, the 2 that are the ones you're probably going to face because Rosenthal's pretty much ready to go. On a side note, I don't remember the Cardinals going to a jersey that says St. Louis even at home. Like, it's still the same logo with the Cardinals on the back, but like, why wouldn't they just put Cardinals instead of the home team? Otherwise, it's the same exact jersey. They just change it to St. Louis. Doesn't look bad. Just, I don't know. Maybe they still wear the Cardinals ones at other home games. Just like the Red Sox have alternates, but why would you wear an alternate for a World Series game? Alright, so they're talking to him. Martinez, again, dominant pitcher, could strike out the side for all we know, but he has looked a little wild in this inning. Mainly, I just say that because like it's pretty uncommon that you go 3-2 on a hitter and then hit him. Like usually, you even like try and throw something close to the strike zone. Just looked like that ball got away from him. So Pedroia's up, top of the 8th. Ooh, that was close. 99 miles an hour here. Pedroia with the bat in his hands. Nah, he didn't go. That was a very close pitch and a very close check swing. Like, even if I could feel like that would be called a strike, even if he held up or didn't hold up, whatever the case. But as it turns out, it's 2-1. And Ortiz is on deck. Ortiz, much was made of him playing first in St. Louis. Oh, here we go. 2-2. He did kind of misplay a ball earlier in the game. I don't know if they called it an error or not. It was an infield hit. I think it wasn't called an error. Maybe it was a hit. I don't know. But anyway, it was a ball that was kind of chopped slowly to the third baseman. The throw was pretty, I don't want to say decent, but like I feel like Napoli would have had it. Ortiz kind of just got the glove on it. Not, he didn't hold on to it, so the guy was safe at first. But he was also running so fast, he might have been safe anyway. So that's why I think it's probably not an error. At this point, I just want to see Ortiz get a hit, and I want to see Pedroia get a hit, obviously. That was inside. I was like, usually if the batter has to flinch to get out of the way of the pitch, it's not a strike, but with this umpire, you don't know. Like, you watch Pedroia here, it's like, ooh, I could have gotten hit by that. You can't tell if he's trying to swing at it or dodge it. And the umpire, obviously didn't call it a strike, but I've seen that pitch get called a strike tonight. All right, here we go. Last inning was a really long inning, other than I don't even remember now how the Cardinals got their other 2 runs, to be honest. That's how long that last inning was. Kind of weird. Tazawa got out of a jam that he kind of put himself in. I don't know what the hell's going on at second base. Oh, looks like he was going on contact. So they get the out in Pedroia, but who is that? Ellsbury hustled on down to third, and what's his name? God, my short-term memory is not what it once was. Victorino. All right, this is actually a pretty good situation then, situationally speaking. But that was a bit surprising. They showed Ellsbury like he was going to try and steal third. As it worked out, he just got to third, and because he got to third, Victorino got to second. You know, it was just very... It's good that they had a couple fast guys on the base, even though Pedroia made the out. They got second and third. If Big Poppy can even just drive one to the outfield, get a sac fly, get one run, I'll take it. You know? Oh, are you kidding me? Oh. Oh. Why am I not surprised? But, oh, that sucks. Oh, you sons of bitches. They're going to walk Ortiz intentionally. Oh, that is really so obvious and yet so infuriating. I don't know why for a second it looked like they were going to pitch to him. Obviously, they didn't want to put him up in this situation. One out with a chance to drive in runs. Now they keep the double play open with a guy who can barely run. I understand it. I'm just not happy about it. Oh, that sucks. I mean, that's been one of the Red Sox problems all year. And again, if they had their regular lineup, this is where Napoli would bat, and you wouldn't really want to face him either. It looks like they're going to go to the closer. Looks like, I don't know what's going on here. Or is it a double switch? Something's happening. Don't know, don't care. Well, I mean, I care, but yeah, I don't know. This game has been pretty intense. If Rosenthal does come in, then I will cut the camera here. We'll just have to see what happens. It looks like he is coming in. Rosenthal's going to have to get a 5-out save after they walk Ortiz. Unfortunately, I think he could probably do it. We'll see when I come back from my own coverage and Fox gets back from theirs. Rosenthal into the game to close.